Have you ever wondered how much a welcome to country actually costs? Well, now you know. Here's the price list on the Wurundjeri Council's website. I want to know what it takes to get to be able to do this job, because for a few minutes work, that ain't bad. And believe it or not, that is actually cheaper than what the National Association for Visual Arts suggests, which is $300 to $750 for a welcome to country, and up to $1,500 for a smoking ceremony. So those are relatively cheaper. So you start then wondering, what do organisations like local councils and others who seem to have a welcoming ceremony at the opening of an envelope these days, how much expenditure, often taxpayer money, ratepayer money, how much are they chewing through paying for these things? Well, the Council of Broken Hill put their foot down recently and said, we're just not forking out for these anymore. The councillor who put up this motion, which surprisingly was passed, literally just said, I don't want to be welcomed to my own country, and that was that. But of course, the outrage was then channeled by The Guardian, who put this in writing. Broken Hill Council had previously paid between $150 and $250 for traditional owners to perform a welcome to country and $300 for a smoking ceremony. So basically, they were making the point, you guys were already getting mates rates here, and you still don't want it. Thank goodness for a council who's finally standing up for the principle of the matter.
Look, I'm going to take a slightly different approach here, because I think performers deserve to get paid, right? So if you do a welcome to country, then sure, you get to be reimbursed for your time and the effort and whatever.
Sorry,
the problem
are you calling
is
this a performance, James?
The problem is that
this is deeply meaningful.
It's a cultural performance. The problem is that welcome to country is almost mandatory now.
Yes.
At federal, state and local government level, it's mandatory, and corporations are following suit. So this voluntary payment has almost become compulsory by virtue of the fact you've got to have a welcome to country.
Yeah, well, it's like a tax, right? I mean, it's a cultural
Yes.
performance that was invented by Ernie Dingo in the 1970s, we should note. There was no long-standing tradition of welcome to country prior to the 1970s, because there was a mob coming from, I think it was the Pacific Islands, and they said they would feel uncomfortable coming onto Aboriginal land without being welcomed. And they went, well, OK, we'll come up with a welcome for you then. But it feels like paying to be welcomed to your own land sort of feels like when you go to the doctor and you pay him to tell you that you've got a cold, and you're like, I know I've got a cold. I want you to fix something for me.